Okay, good. So again, the idea is have a little bit of fun, but also just to give some background and elaborate on why Jason, why CPSA. So without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Jason Fleming to our latest edition of Five Questions With. And the intention here again is just to get to know you a little bit more, and certainly to get a better sense of why CPSA and what you hope to achieve with us working together. So without getting into this big, massive kind of bio readout, I think there's nobody better to tell your story than you. So without further ado, I'll hand it over to Jason Fleming, and we start our Five Questions With. So Jason, right off the top, who are you?
First of all, thanks for having me. I'm an HR consultant and corporate director based in Toronto, Ontario. Born in Estevan, Saskatchewan, grew up in Penetanguishene, Ontario, and now living in the Big Smoke. And very, very happy to be appointed to the board of the CPSA.
Fantastic. Estevan. My wife's from Nipawin. Do you know where Nipawin is?
I don't. I was only there for the first 4 years, so I don't remember much.
Okay. Not exactly a sprawling metropolis, Nipawin.
No, not a lot of art museums in the area, I bet.
Not that many, no. I've been there a few times. Great fishing, though. And then Penetang. I'm not sure you could find a prettier place to go. So,
Oh, I loved it.
How old were you when you were in Penetang?
From 4 to 18.
Amazing. Fantastic. We're boaters, so we know the area very well.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so Jason, maybe just share a little bit about your background. I mean, the path to, where you're at today, who you are today, your background.
So I've been working in the HR profession for my whole career, so for about 14, 15 years, and have worked in transportation, cannabis, biotech, agriculture, both as an executive and as a consultant. And in the last 7 years, I've spent more and more time serving on boards as a corporate director, so both nonprofit and profit. Recently joined Grand Bridge Energy as a director. I sit on the board of Empirica, obviously CPSA, as well as Fleming College.
Do you have a favorite yet?
They're all equally challenging and rewarding.
It's like the kids, right? How can you have a favorite, except secretly we know you have a favorite.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So on that note, quite the diversity, right? Just in terms of your path here, and even in terms of your stewardship on different boards. And you could have and continue to have your pick of the litter, but you chose CPSA to serve as a director. How come? Why'd you choose the CPSA?
So first of all, I love the mission of the organization, and I think supporting and developing sales professionals and elevating the sales profession is very important for organizations across the country. And so I think it's a wonderful opportunity to help serve one very important organization, and then secondarily helping thousands of organizations at the same time.
Tremendous. Yeah. And we have such an incredible opportunity in terms of amplifying the value and the benefits we bring to our membership. And despite the fact that, we've been around for a while, like since 1874, there's still so much more work to be done, right? In terms of, bringing CPSA to the fore to become household.
Definitely.
So, speaking of our mission, sales obviously is, the pillar for which we are stewards and we represent. How has sales played a role in your professional career, or has it?
Yeah, so I started my HR career after school and in staffing services. So I was actually selling into large banks, insurance companies, government agencies during the Great Recession in the late 2000s, and so it was very, very intense. It was a period where there wasn't a lot of new jobs in HR being created, and I had a wonderful mentor who helped guide me and help share some sales skills, and it helped differentiate. It helped me differentiate myself amongst my kind of peers who had just entered the profession, and I learned that it's a lot of it is about resilience and tenacity. And I worked extremely hard, and I think it helped me make a lot of progress professionally. And so that was sort of where I started my career. And then throughout my career, because of that background, I've been able to leverage my sales experience with developing corporate partnerships when I was in the cannabis space, as well as even now, sitting in fundraising meetings and helping organizations raise money. So it's a really important skill for everybody, and I think in HR it's not a common skill to get exposure to, but I definitely seizing the opportunities that come with it.
Tremendous. Yeah, you think kind of conventional wisdom is we're very focused on the craft, the profession, salespeople, sales professionals, sales leaders, but we're really talking about a life skill here, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
from the days when we were kind of huddled around fires and we absolutely depended on each other for, our own kind of safety and well-being. Um, as much as things have changed over the centuries. What hasn't changed is this idea of mutual exchange, right? Mutual benefit. Um, whether you're selling vehicles or, financial products, or you're an HR professional or my dentist. I mean, if you're kind of influencing and moving people towards a better outcome, I'm thinking about my dentist because I'm on my way, right? Brush your teeth, make sure you floss every day. You got to influence people and move them, right? It's not always about kind of the conventional, thought around what is selling. So that's great. Okay, so you're here with us now, and we're deeply grateful because we know we're going to learn a lot from you, and we're going to have a lot of fun working together. But in the end, like, what do you hope, Jason, that we achieve working together?
I think, continuing to support the organization's growth and evolution. I think, having new directors come and go can help from a governance standpoint, from a strategic oversight standpoint. I think obviously helping in any way I can, adopting best practices in HR, making sure that the CPSA remains a great place to work. I think that's something I can help with and would love to support. And I think also just exploring new ideas, opportunities, potential collaborations. Those are some of the things that I'm really looking forward to achieving together.
Fantastic. Me too. Um, I'm just thinking about we had our AGM last week, and I'd mentioned that the well-being of our associates continues to be paramount. I mean, it is absolutely a core priority for us, be, primarily because we can't expect our associates to care more for our members than they feel cared for. And that's about having an amazing, kind of vibrant and supportive environment for all of us to work in. Again, now more than ever, it's a bit of a moving target because we're working so much in kind of that hybrid virtual in-person orientation. But yeah, we certainly appreciate the expertise and the support you'll bring the CPSA, not only in terms of how we operate internally, but how that is expressed in the way we care for our members and future members. So very excited to have you on board, as you can tell.
Great.
Okay, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun now, Jason. If you don't mind, we're gonna shift gears a little bit, and we're gonna have a bonus round, a rapid fire round, if you will. So I'll start off at the top with this first question in the bonus round. If you could pick up any skill in an instant, any skill, what would it be?
I think speak Mandarin. I think if I could pick it up in an instant, I'd like to learn how to speak Mandarin.
Fantastic. How come?
I think that's I think the next few decades, there's going to be opportunities to collaborate with China, and I think there'll be wonderful opportunities for folks who are able to, communicate in both the two languages, English and Mandarin.
I haven't known you that long, Jason, but I know that you think two steps ahead, right? Always thinking ahead of the curve. I love that. Okay, so favorite place. What is your favorite place you've traveled and why?
I spent a few months in New Zealand, and there's a little place in New Zealand called Raglan, which is an incredible little community. Most beautiful place I've ever seen. Really great surfing, amazing food, fresh fish. That was by far the best place for me personally that I've ever been.
Raglan?
Raglan, no D. Yeah, Raglan.
Fantastic. Okay, writing that down. I've never heard of it, quite frankly. Yeah. I was thinking Lord of the Rings there. They shot that, part of that
They
was
shot
in,
they shot a lot of the Lord of the Rings there. It's a beautiful country.
yeah, okay. Reminds me, what I have seen, at least in the movies, it reminds me a little bit of like my home, which is, I'm from the West Coast, from BC. Not that New Zealand's like BC, but I saw a lot of similarities. Anyways, third question. One thing, Jason, one thing you cannot live without.
I think I don't think I could live without having some quality time in nature every day. That's something that I luckily have a ravine near my place in the city. Have a cottage in Peterborough, and I think if I'm indoors all day or traveling and I don't get some time in the green around trees, even in the winter around trees, and I don't think very clearly. So I think that's my daily can't live without.
Nice. I like that. A little fresh air, a little bit of nature keeps things settled down. Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee, dark roast coffee, once a day.
Just once?
I can't do it more than once, or I'm jittery.
All right. Final question in our rapid fire round. Tell us, Jason, something we haven't already learned about you today. Surprises.
I think probably the big one is in 2016, I left a very stable and enjoyable career in the transportation industry to join a super early stage cannabis startup, which is very uncharacteristic of me and was a big risk and very scary to do. But I think that's something that I think I always think about is it doesn't come up a lot, and I was only in the space for a few years, but it was a very rewarding experience, and it was a fascinating time in my career.
That's awesome. I love that. That's good courage, right? I mean, there's a lot to be learned from taking risks, and it looks like you've done okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Very good. Well, you've been a tremendous sport, Jason. Thanks for spending the time with me today. I know we will all appreciate knowing a little bit more about you and how we can support each other in terms of, our mission, which is to enrich the lives of sales professionals in Canada. Full stop. So again, we're beyond pleased. We're grateful that you've chosen to serve with us, and we look forward to a very bright future with you locked shoulder to shoulder and making that happen. So once again, Jason, thanks for joining me, and I appreciate your time today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Okay, of course.